I do not have enough evidence to say that this is a problem with all of their tents, but it is definitely a minor issue with mine. In the end, for a 4th season tent of this size, a tent that is also a hot tent, a 4th season tent that also has a bug inner, a tent that costs this little, my mind is blown. The overall quality of this tent is incredible. The features are incredible for the money. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. What I have behind me here is the NatureHike Massif tent. It is time to do a thorough rain test. A lot of people have been patiently waiting for this episode. I'll tell you what, everybody, I'm excited to do this. How well is this tent going to perform in real rainfall, in heavy rainfall? A few months back, I did an overnight adventure with this tent, and the tent saw heavy rainfall, hail, is a major thunderstorm. The issue was, I had a tarp over half of the tent, and that is why I'm back to do a thorough rain test. This is a test night episode, and later on tonight, major rain is coming in. The latest forecast for this area has freezing rain and sleet beginning around midnight. By dawn tomorrow, it will transition to rain. Throughout the day tomorrow, heavy rainfall is coming, and we're talking about inches of rain. The last forecast that I saw said up to 5 inches of rainfall is coming. My plan is to be up basically all night long with this tent. That way I could film everything that's taking place. That way you all could see the tent going through the weather. That way you could see the conditions that this tent is being put up against. And then at the end, we'll see how well the tent performed. If you are new to the Outdoor Gear Review, basically what I do with every single product is thoroughly test them out. At the same time, I don't simply say, hey, this tent is bad because of this. I show you all the reasons. If a tent is good, I say so. If a tent has a problem, I show you that problem. Ultimately, my goal is this. I want to present you with all the information that you need to make an educated purchasing decision. Is this going to be the right tent for you? That's completely up to you. To help you make that decision, I'm going to supply you with all the information that you need. Is the tent going to leak? Can it handle heavy rainfall? This is a 4th season tent, so in theory, it should be able to handle all of these components with no issues. I guess we should throw in there, can it handle some ice? We will find that out as well. Over the last couple of months, I've done a lot of testing with this tent, numerous trips out. This is the final question mark. How well is this tent going to perform in a storm? Together, let's find out. With the storm system that this tent is going to face, we're not going to be out here for the entire event. What we are going to do is this. This tent is going to face a realistic weather event. We're not going to put it through a hurricane, but we're going to test out its waterproof capabilities in a realistic situation. The tent is going to face sleet, freezing rain, and heavy rainfall. And after an inch or two of rain, we'll check on it and see whether or not it leaked. My plan is to bring you all back later on tonight once the precipitation begins. It may be sleet, it may be freezing rain, we'll see together. But folks, this is going to be an excellent test for the NatureHike hot tent. With all of that out of the way, let the testing begin. I will see you all in a few hours. Good morning, everybody. It is 12 a.m. Right on the dot, it started sleeting. Actually, it's a little bit of sleet and freezing rain all at the same time. Every once in a while, a snowflake here and there, but folks, it has begun. You might be able to hear it, but the winds have picked up as well. Right now, the winds are high level, but every once in a while, we'll have a gust lower down. Currently, everybody, it is 1:30 in the morning. The sleet and freezing rain continues. It is now steady and it is on. At midnight, it was hit and miss, but now the storm system is moving into the area. It is on. So the forecast states that it's going to continue sleeting and freezing rain until roughly 7 a.m. After that point, it will transition to rain. Up to 4 inches of rain is possible. As far as the Massif tent goes, you can see here that it's beginning to cover with ice. There's a shell that covers the entire tent right now. The tent is fully staked out, guyed out, and you can see that it's rock solid. Here's an example of those winds. It's quite miserable out here at the moment, everybody. You know, the temperature is not that low, but the humidity is super high. So you can have people who come from like Colorado, Wyoming, where it's like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. They will come to the mountains here and they will complain about how cold it is when it's only like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's because there's so much moisture in the air. In the future, I will discuss the thermodynamics concerning this and why the humidity plays such a role in you being cold. The forecast states that the freezing rain and the sleet is going to continue until roughly 7 a.m. So I'm going to call it a night. I will see you all at sunrise. At that point, it should transition over to rain, and we'll see just how well this tent performs in the pouring rain. Everyone, good night for now. I will see you all at sunrise. Good morning, my friends. It is 8 o'clock in the a.m. and as you can see, it is raining. The forecast for this weather event has been spot on with one exception, the wind. We are under a high wind warning for winds up to 55 miles an hour. Now, thankfully, that hasn't happened. Last night it was breezy, a little bit windy, but it slacked off. It's possible the wind will come in later, but I'll be long gone, that's okay. As you all can see here, the massive tent continues to stand with no issues. Last night it began sleeting and also freezing rain was falling. Freezing rain fell until about 6 o'clock this morning, then it turned over to just plain old rain. All of the ice has melted off and now the temperature is rising. I am going to stay with this tent until 12 o'clock and that's when we're going to wrap up this rain event and we'll check on the tent itself. That will give the tent 12 hours of being outside in the elements. And we'll see whether or not it has leaked, we'll see what the problems are, and we'll go from there. My friends, it is now 12 p.m. That means this tent has been outside for 12 hours in the elements. It has been raining quite hard, folks. I'd say at least 2 inches of rain has fallen. Let's go ahead, let's check on this tent. Now, I do need to say this. This tent, it has like a tent inner that you can sleep in that keeps the bugs out and so on, but the tent doesn't have a floor. Because of this, I put some ground sheets underneath this tent so we can see whether or not this tent has been leaking. So let's go ahead, let's open it up, and let's check on it. After looking over the tent very carefully, I have found 2 leaks. The 2 leaks that I already knew about. Basically, the leaks at the vents. There is a vent on each side, and at the top of that vent you have a guy line point. It is at that point where this tent leaks. The thing is, folks, the leaking is extremely minor. In fact, no water was inside of the tent inner. There was a little bit of water on the mesh, but the floor was completely dry. That is an impressive result. Now, it could be that with my tent, it leaks just a little bit, and if you were to purchase one, it wouldn't leak at all. I do not have enough evidence to say that this is a problem with all of their tents, but it is definitely a minor issue with mine. In the end, for a 4th season tent of this size, a tent that is also a hot tent, a 4th season tent that also has a bug inner, a tent that costs this little, my mind is blown. The overall quality of this tent is incredible. The features are incredible for the money. If an American company was to make this and offer it, they would charge easily $1,000, maybe even more. For the money, this is one of the most impressive hot tents out on the market today. Even with the minor leaking with my model, I do not regret this purchase at all. For over 12 hours, this tent has been out in the elements, and it did a fantastic job with this test. The leaking is so minor, I would give it a pass personally. For this test night episode, everybody, I am done. That is the NatureHike Massif tent. By the way, folks, there is a larger version of this tent. It's pretty cool looking. Maybe in the future, I'll get it in. Folks, make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this tent and its overall performance, especially when you consider the price? Comment down below. For now, I am done. It's time for me to go home and get some rest and to dry off. Everybody, take care, be well, strength and honor. Hit the like button before you go. It helps a lot. Bye, folks.